I'm very fond of variegation. I find that regardless of what the weather conditions are, if it's rainy, stormy, and flowers sometimes get beaten or washed down, well, guess what? With this variegated foliage, as long as the plant is growing strongly, it's going to be shining and showing off its beautiful color. This is Abelia Vanilla Brandy from First Editions, and this is a really gorgeous selection. It has crisp, clean, green and white edged leaves that into the fall take on a beautiful pink reddish color too. And to make that stand out even more, it has really delightful bright red stems too that helps to accentuate the whole fact. But I misled you a little bit when I said about a variegated foliage shrub, because this also flowers. In fact, this is part of the honeysuckle family, and when you look at it closely, you'll see that it's covered with lots of these little white tubular flowers that are lightly fragrant. And they're produced on young growths during the season over a remarkably long time, from late spring and early summer all the way through into the autumn time. Add to that the fact that normally deer don't bother with them either, at least according to the people at Rutgers, where they study a lot of deer issues. They find that with abelias, they are seldom browsed. And the nice thing about that, taken it a stage further, is that the little tubular flowers are attractive to butterflies and hummingbirds too. Now, if you're looking for a spot at home, you could of course grow this as an individual specimen in a bed or a border or in a foundation planting. You could of course put these out in a big bold grouping. That will really catch people's eye and make a dramatic, very long-lasting display too. And with foliage this pretty, it would make a lovely thing to put into flower arrangements too. You'll find that the glossy foliage on here stands up really well and makes a dramatic impact also in your cut flower arrangements. As for growing it, really it will grow in a sunny or partially shaded location. An average soil, as long as it's free draining, will be perfectly okay. When you plant it out first, dig a good generous sized hole and work in some organic matter, and of course water it well until the plant gets established. After that, you'll find that it really requires very little maintenance, except perhaps a little bit of a trim over occasionally, especially in springtime. And that brings me to the hardiness. This is a zone 6 plant, and I find that it will grow perfectly well in those conditions. But if you want to try and get the best from it, I would suggest that you look for somewhere that's a little bit more sheltered and protected. This beautiful foliage really looks at its best during the latter end of the season going into the winter time. And because it's evergreen or semi-evergreen in colder areas, you'll find then that if you get wind-driven frost, sometimes the tips of the shoots might get a little singed and burnt. In which case, in springtime, with a pair of hedging shears, you can go through, take off the little dead tips that are on the shoots, and it will grow again from the base. What's really interesting is that this plant was discovered in the Dooley Tribute Garden on the campus at the University of Georgia. You see, in 2013, the late Vince Dooley, who was a very keen gardener, he used to say that he got bitten by the gardening bug. Ouch! It's an affliction to which there's no cure. Anyway, he was friendly with Dr. Michael Durr, and one day in 2013, when they were walking around the garden, amongst a batch of Abelia Mardi Gras, they found this one plant that was completely different. Shorter, more compact, with beautiful white variegated foliage and lovely red stems, and as you see, also beautiful flowers. They took some cuttings, they evaluated it, and that was the beginning of this lovely variety, Vanilla Brandy. This is David Wilson. enjoy your gardening. It's good for us, and it's very good for our environment too.